Right, I'm hoping that having a white background will help to show this up better. This is for closing up little seams. When you turn something inside out and you've left a little turning hole, you want a nice invisible stitch to finish it. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So you're wanting to choose a thread that's going to blend in with what you're using. I'm using this dark burgundy, and because it's the burgundy fabric, it may be a bit more difficult to see. So start off with a knot in the bottom at the end, and I'm just going to just brush it off as just a bit of lavender that I put inside. Just want to take a tiny stitch to start with, and that knot I'm just going to tuck down inside so that it stays invisible, and I'm just going to take a little stitch from the other side just to secure it, just a couple of threads, and then back over to the burgundy side and just pull that firmly, and that's just going to secure it to start with. Going over to the far side, take a few stitches from underneath it's running along the fold, and then you're going to come back and do the same on the other side. And what you just want to do is just make sure that that seam is flat and even. So there we go. It's not more difficult when you're doing it on camera than if you're doing it. So a few stitches from one side. I just picking up a few threads of fabric either side. So if you're doing a long seam, you don't want to take up more than 1/2 centimetre on each side. That's the maximum that you would do. There we go. And once you get used to the flow, you can just do it in one movement, picking up some from the other side and then towards you. And when you get to the end, just a little stitch here. So you can feel when you've got to where the stitched piece is, because there's a bit more resistance to the needle going through. Alright then. And then I just take a couple of threads of fabric, I'm going to form a loop, needle through, tighten that into a knot, and then I'm going to just take the needle down through that seam there, slide it along between the two layers of fabric, come up a centimetre or so up the other side. Just going to, my scissors are hiding under there, but what I'll do is just pull that slightly, snip it off, and then as you straighten it, the end goes into the inside, and as you see on here, you've got no threads hanging through. So that's how you do an invisible stitch to close your turning holes.